Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
Okay, we're about 1 minute live, and we're live now. So we're going to start in 2 minutes. Hello, everybody. Lembedopik here, the chair of the Parliament of Asgardia. We're going to start officially in 2 minutes with the interpreters as usual. In the meantime, that gives viewers all around the world the chance to become Asgardians. Just go to the website, Asgardia Space Nation, or go to the app, Asgardia, on the App Store. And you'll find everything there. It's a great app. I've been communicating with the head of nation on it today. So please do vote for or against the agenda, whatever you want, just as long as we get a quorum, that's the main thing. So we'll start in 1 minute. I got to get some cooling in here. Sorry.
I'm telling you, Limbit, the stand models, the floor standing models for a portable air conditioner, really good.
Are they really?
Yeah.
How big are they?
They're I mean, you can get them in bigger sizes, but they're like I don't do it justice, but yeah.
How much are they?
That's a good question. I don't have any because I live on the West Coast. I don't get hot, so.
Oh,
but yeah, I've been told that they're good. So
it's not very hot. It's not that hot here all that often. I mean, that's the reality.
okay.
It just happens to be hot today.
I know, right?
Really. I mean, it's just that literally, it's just that simple. Hasn't been this hot for a long time. Right, we're going to start in 1 minute, everybody. I'm just looking for one piece of paper in a massive file. Enormous. And I also don't want to overstretch it. My estimate is we'll take about 45 minutes today because tomorrow is going to be a very focused day, I would say. Right, okay, let's start. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another sitting of Asgardia, the Space Nation's Parliament. We are the world's first fully functioning digital democracy, and we're also the world's first space nation And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. I'm Lembit Öpik. I'm the chair of the Parliament, which means I have a duty to the colleagues here to serve as best I can, and also a duty to accept feedback, criticism, suggestions, and very occasionally praise. Before we go any further, we have a wonderful system of interpreters, which means that we use much less time. In the old days, we had consecutive interpretation, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Now it all happens at once. So this session today could be up to 2 hours. Now, if we do 30 minutes, that's the same as the original 2 hours. So before we go further, let's start to understand how you can follow proceedings in your one of 4 languages: English, Russian, Spanish, and Turkish. Let's begin with our Turkish interpreter for a change. Greetings.
Greetings, everyone. Değerli Asgardia parlamenterleri, Asgardia 2. Parlamentosu'nun 14. oturumuna hoş geldiniz. Oturumlarımızın ilk günündeyiz. Yine tercümanlarınız Eren ve Alper size Türkçe ve İngilizce eş zamanlı olarak tercüme yapacak. Türkçe tercümeyi Zoom pencerenizin alt kısmındaki küre ikonuna tıklayarak seçebilirsiniz. Söz aldığınızda tercih ettiğiniz dilde konuşmanız yeterli olacaktır. Tercümanlarınız tüm söylediklerinizi diğer dile anında çevirecektir. Hepinize verimli oturumlar dileriz. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Let's move on to our Russian interpreters. Greetings again. Good to have you here. Our
Hello,
Russian.
Mr. Opik.
Hello, how are you, Elena?
today? I'm
Very
doing
well.
well. How
Always-
are you?
Oh, very well. Always happy to hear your voice.
Likewise, thank you. Уважаемые коллеги, члены парламента, вас приветствуют ваши переводчики Кирилл и Елена. Сегодня мы собрались на 14-е заседание цифрового парламента Асгардии 2-го созыва, и перевод, как обычно, будет осуществляться в синхронном режиме на 3 языка: русский, испанский, а также турецкий. Переключать канал нет необходимости. Единственная просьба от нас, переводчиков: пожалуйста, говорите чуть помедленнее, чтобы мы успевали за вами переводить. Мы желаем вам успешного заседания. Спасибо большое за внимание.
Thank you very much indeed. And finally, our wonderful Spanish interpreters. Greetings to you as well. Hasta la vista.
Hi, Mr. President. It's nice to see you again. Thank you so much.
Great to hear from you, Caroline. Carry on.
Estimados parlamentarios, bienvenidos al primer día de esta 14ª sesión del segundo Parlamento de Asgardia. Las traducciones se harán en los idiomas turco, ruso y español de forma simultánea. Tienen la opción de escuchar en su idioma de preferencia, pero el principal es el inglés. Recuerden que cuando vayan a hablar no tienen que hacer pausas para la traducción, pero sí deben hablar de manera pausada para hacer la mejor interpretación posible. Si tienen algún problema técnico, por favor, déjenlo saber en los comentarios. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much indeed. Any problems? Let me know. 2 requests. First of all, do tune in at the bottom where it says more, and I've got it on English, which means automatically if somebody speaks in Russian, in Spanish or Turkish, I hear the English interpretation. Second thing is, don't speak too fast. I sometimes speak too quickly, and that is bad. So please speak at the right speed. If you go too fast, it's not a crime, but I will simply ask you to slow down. And that's really as simple as it is. The great news is, of course, that we are experts at this. We all make the occasional mistake, but usually we get this just right. So that is the formal point about interpretation. Now, as always, I would like to go through the agenda. The purpose on day 1 is to officially open the sitting and welcome you. I have done that. Then procedural issues. I have quite a few things to say because I'm responding to the things that have been said to me, especially yesterday. And so we've simplified the agenda quite a lot in response to feedback that was given, especially in the meeting of the chairs of committees. That meeting occurs every Thursday. I'll explain in a minute. The official things I'll do are open the voting. The voting is officially open now and will be for 48 hours. The voting ends at 1700 UTC on Sunday UK time anyway, 1700 UTC on the 16th, on the Sunday the 16th of September. And you can vote at any time. I recommend you vote for the quorum. I'm always thinking about the quorum because we need the quorum for our votes to count. So please, if you do nothing else, vote for or against. I suppose you can vote against the agenda if you want to, but it's really a quorum count. So that's something that you can do right away if you feel like you want to. But I hope you do, because we need to get 50% plus one of parliamentarians to vote. And then everything is quorate and it's official and it means something important. Next, well, that is a recording of the quorum. Next, announcements. Quite a few announcements, and I'll go through that, and then we'll go through the agenda. Announcements are as follows. I'll explain why in a minute, but we have simplified the agenda really to 4 things, because I believe we will spend a long time on the Asgardia Antarctica Act tomorrow. If we finish early, that's not a problem. We don't score points for a marathon. We score points for getting things done. Now, the important thing that people have to remember is the following. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want, as long as they do it politely. I don't censor it, and you can criticize me as well. Best really if you criticize me rather than other people. But I do not take offense. At the end of the day, politicians forget they are not there to rule the public. They are there to serve the public. I am elected as chair of the parliament, and I am elected because Ariadne was one of the other candidates. I'm elected to serve you. Therefore, I work for you and not the other way around. So the first thing is, and I emphasize this, everything's allowed. Everyone's allowed to say what they want, and with respect. And I'll give people a lot of time, because I think people talk with commitment and passion. The next of 4. The Prime Minister will join us as well, and the same applies to him. The Prime Minister is Salvos Mouzakitis. He was a member of the Parliament, and I consider him a great friend as well as a great Prime Minister. So please apply the same courtesy and the same honesty to the Prime Minister. That matters a lot. And he'll be joining us at the right time tomorrow. Third thing is that we have always got the capacity to modify what we are doing if there's a better solution, a better way, or a better form of conversation. And that means that we can be flexible in terms of what we do and how we do it. Some things can't be changed, but a lot of it can. So this is how we evolve our government and parliament and our procedures. So if we can see a better way of doing it, please say, and then we'll try and do it. And the final thing is this. I said at the beginning of my 2nd term as the chair of this parliament that the first 5 years was all about building the systems. The next 5 years, the 5 years we're in now, it's about delivery. And that's why it's so important we evolve the work that we do. And in future, not today, but in future, in October, I'll be suggesting some ways of improving our process so that we're more action orientated at these sittings. So those are the big points. Let me now go through the agenda. Always we have 3 days. It's 48 hours. That's because we decided at the beginning that colleagues have 48 hours to vote. That makes it possible for people to vote in different time zones. And it also means that we have enough time for you to hear the arguments and think about your response. That's why I say the voting closes at 1700 UTC on Sunday. Now we go through the detail of the agenda today, and what I think will be not more than 45 minutes altogether today. We have the official opening, the procedural issues, that's what we've been doing, and I go through the agenda of the sitting, and then we close. The shortest time we've ever done this, I think, was 18 minutes. Today will be a little bit longer. On day 2, we begin at 1300 UTC, Greenwich Mean Time. It's 1400 British Summer Time and 1500 Central European Time. 5 hours earlier if you're on the East Coast of America. And we open the second day of the sitting, and I'll have any extra announcements that may be coming up, and there probably will be some. Then we immediately go to the government tower with the Prime Minister, Mr. Salvas Muzakitis, and ministers of Asgardia's government. They're always invited to make presentations and contributions. The head of the government, Salvos, has assured me he is available, and he will be giving a report in any way he wants. It's his space, and I usually say very little. Why is it the first item? So that the ministers know when we're here, and it means they don't have to wait all day for their slot, their session, their time with us. And we say it's an hour. Sometimes it is more, sometimes it is less, but that is their space to report to us. Remember, Parliament did not select the ministers, but Parliament says yes or no to the proposed ministers. The Prime Minister was proposed by the Supreme Space Council, and all the other ministers are proposed by the Prime Minister. So that is how the process works. Tomorrow also we have a very special event. Nigel Evans is being proposed for another 6 months to act as or 5 months, to act as the acting foreign minister. Why him? Because he was the Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons. Carol likes this news. Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons for a very long time. I personally have known him for 35 years, and he has left British Parliament. Now he has the time to really focus on what we are doing. I asked him, how many countries can you introduce Asgardia to? He said all of them, which I was very pleased about. He'll be responsible for helping to reach out to terrestrial nations and to help Verda and others to form the bonds that we need to get national recognition by the United Nations as a state. So that will also be there, and I think he will probably join us for questions and answers, so you will be able to speak to him directly. At least that's my hope. I'll check tonight. Then we move on to the Asgardia Antarctica Act, and it's the second reading. Officially, it's Ferda Inan, but I'm willing to, based on the changes, and I'll talk more about this at the end today, but based on various changes, I've been asked to own it so that I have to take responsibility, and that's fine. I'll do that. I can give it to anybody afterwards if they want, but just for the sake of protocol, I'm willing to own it. I didn't write it, and most of the time I have only had an indirect influence on the content. I don't want to have direct influence. Other people are better qualified to talk about the Asgardia Antarctica Act, or the AAA as it's known, than myself. But that's going to be a big debate, and it's an important debate because I really hope we can get this through at second reading. In fact, let me say everything I wanted to say now about that, and I'll talk about the rest. It's still going forwards and backwards between the head of nation, the Prime Minister, and others. I think we have published it now. Apologies to those who have been impatient. Politics can be a bit of a messy business sometimes. There are occasions when politics just becomes, well, slightly chaotic is the wrong phrase, but slightly unpredictable. And that's what's happened with this one. There have been negotiations internationally on this, We decided to publish it already. Some people have complained that the formatting is bad. Apologies for that. It was published in a hurry, and I've been promising to get this to some people here so that they can have a look at it overnight. The final thing I'll say about it is hopefully people can see that a lot of proposals made by parliamentarians have been adopted. And I'm just waiting now to get the all clear from those people who are involved in Corfu in the summit about this legislation. And I can give you an update tomorrow. That's probably an overnight job, but that's what I have to do. Happy to take questions on that at the end. Then we have the Asgardia Manufacturing and Industrial Corporation Framework Act, second reading. Very big name for this. Mr. Benedetto Professo is responsible for this, and he's basically been very good at developing it, to be honest with you. Credit to him. It had a good first reading. Now we'll talk about this in more detail as the second reading when the time comes tomorrow. And this is relevant because we need to start making things and we need to be economically active. And to be economically active, we have to provide goods and services. We can't just say, oh, let's get grants and get crowdfunding. Our economy has to work. And for that, we have to make stuff or supply things. And that has to then generate wealth. And we should be able to get wealthy. Head of Nation wants Asgardia to be the most business-friendly nation on earth. And if we do this right, we can be. Then we're not doing we had some others, various codes, 3 codes, but we're not doing them because a very important point was made yesterday. And it was made as not a central point, but it comes as a central point because quite simply, it's logically obvious to me now. We have to get the Asgardia Antarctica Act right, and we have to get it finished before those other codes are relevant, because things could change again. So we're going to wait with those 3. There are 2 benefits to that. Number 1, it gives us more time to talk about the Asgardia Antarctica Act. Everyone will have their say, and they can have more than one say tomorrow. Number 2, once we know what that looks like, and that's only after it's been signed off by decree, then we can do the codes, and that's what those other things are. There's another reason as well. This is not the main reason. Unfortunately, poor Ferda has had some bad experience life-wise recently. She lost her sister. And this is not why we're waiting, but it's helpful, I suppose, to her that she is not under pressure to do it or delegate it during this weekend. So then we have the other vote, and the other vote is for Nigel Evans, where Parliament is being asked to appoint Nigel Evans as the Foreign Minister. That proposal comes from Salvos Muzakitis, our Prime Minister. And you can decide yes or no, but you'll have a chance to talk with him and ask him questions tomorrow. So that's what we're doing on day 2. Then finally, on day 3. Oh, by the way, there's nothing bad about those codes. It's literally because we have to make sure that the codes fit the actual legislation we pass instead of something else. Finally, on day 3, once again, I'll make any announcements. We might have a guest speaker. I'm never sure till the last minute, but if we do, that is great. We will at some point this year have a guest speaker who is very informed about the extraterrestrial question. Are we alone? Have we been visited? What would that visitation look like? Would we even recognize it if we saw it? I'm hoping we'll get a speaker on that subject, but I'm not sure yet. Then it's the Legislative Merit Review Group. It's a very important organization, helps me a lot, helps Asgardia a lot. And that looks at legislation and does a lot of work to get the legislation right and consistent and effective. And John Fine will make that presentation. It's great, always great. Then we go to the 12 committees, and I would seek the work plans and report on the work that they've been doing. If you have not written your report yet as a chair, please do so now. And we need it now, really. But at the very worst, tomorrow morning, very latest. No later than that, please. So please do send us the work plans for implementation, which you're working on, or which you're planning to start working on with timetable to go with it. After that, as always, I give you the chance to share information about any acts that you think we need to have. Priority acts. No obligation. Often we have no suggestions. That's fine. But I do always give you the chance. Then closing remarks after the summing up of the results of the voting. We give you the provisional figure initially, and then that is checked by the Counting Commission again before it is published. Then, as I say, closing remarks, then the Asgardia National Anthem, and the sitting will close. People always ask me how long each day will be. I think we will be here for maybe about another 20 minutes, but it might be longer. We'll see what people say. So 20 minutes today. Well, I expect we will be finished at about 17:20 UTC, 17:40 UTC today. Day 2, we start 1300 UTC. We can go to 2100, but I would say it's probably a 3.5 hour agenda, so maybe 4. So we'll be finishing at about 1600, I think, to 1700. That's my guess. As I say, it could be a little bit longer, but we'll see. And then day 3, we start at 1500 UTC, and we'll be finished, I'm sure, by 1830 at the latest. So, sorry, 1730 at the latest. I don't think it will be longer than 2.5 hours. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. That's my experience. And then finally, I just want to say that we have some other interesting things to talk about. One of them is the Decree 94 on the conduct of elections of mayors of Asgardia. And those are the kind of things we can usefully discuss, and which will build Asgardia quickly if we have local mayors. And I will also give a pretty good summation on day 3 of the Corfu Summit. You got a right to know what happened. Some things are confidential because they're personnel related, but I can share most of what we have there. So that's the agenda. Now, before I open it to questions and comments, let me say this. I really want us to see if we can get the Asgardia Antarctic Act and Asgardia Antarctic Act actually approved. I really hope we can, because there's still space between now and third reading to finesse it. The version you've got is still being negotiated within the SSC, the Supreme Space Council, but LMRG and others have explicitly asked for a copy of it, and you've got a copy of it. I have been told that the formatting is not good, and I apologize for that. We will try and fix that. But for now, you've got the content in the way I think it should be, or at least others have advised me. And as a result, you have it too. And then just to say, these meetings are important because no one else on earth is making them. No one else is doing what we're doing. So I take this very seriously. And I know that what we're doing now will make a difference for all humankind. Okay, that's what I have. Questions or comments? Okay. Just while you're considering that, what matters is that everyone feels able to participate. That really matters. And also, I have to say it's quite fluid because I'll probably have to stay up a lot of the night to try and get conversations and things worked out about the Asgardia Antarctica Act. I'm very aware of differing views, but it's possible that the version that's been shared is agreeable. We'll see. Good. Okay, thank you. In the unlikely event I have to go and do something or consult, then we have solutions for that as well. And we have Deputy Chair, Peter Morn, who would then take over. But hopefully that won't happen. I try to remain solidly 100% here because these events are so important. Oh, yes. And also tomorrow, another incentive to turn up. We will be sharing the plans for the 12th of October, which is the 10th anniversary of Asgardia, which was founded in France on October the 12th, 2016. 2016 seems so near, and it's gone for good. So that's basically what I had. Let me ask if there are any questions or comments. Okay, good. Thank you. Then I've got 3 things to say, and then I have finished everything I wanted to say. First one is, please try and be on time. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want us to make progress. Secondly, please, tomorrow, we are now focusing primarily on the Antarctica, as Asgardia Antarctica Act. And we have got other information which I can share tomorrow as well. I don't want to start the debate tonight, but other information about the amendments and the proposals and what's been said. And I've very helpfully got an entire document which is just about that. So thank you to the people who are involved in making that document. I can tell you more about who it was and what happened tomorrow in the debate. And then just the other thing, please do tell people to watch. I think when people see us operating, they're always impressed. You don't have to be political to be interested in what we talk about. But you do have to be here. If you're not here, you'll never hear the stories or the sense of camaraderie or indeed the mission that we're on. First baby in space, first permanent human space habitation. And that's the prize. That's what we have to keep our focus on. And that's what I intend for us to do. Okay, questions and comments on any aspect of that. If you get lost or you're not sure, then you just let me know and we'll try to help you get back into focus and so forth. Okay. Last chance for commentary. Okay, I ask you now, before you go and do something else tonight, just vote on the quorum, or vote on the agenda. Even if you disagree with the content of the agenda, sorry, the actual content of the documents on the agenda, I would really hope that you would agree with the agenda. Just vote for the agenda, or you can vote no, but we depend on you to vote so that we know you have been here. So on that agenda, that would just be very helpful if you do that. And thanks in advance for that. Okay, well, that's all I had. What I'd like to do is ask you again, be there 1300 UTC tomorrow, and that's 1400 British Summer Time. And then also tell you more about the mayoral elections, which is very exciting and could be a step change in Asgardia's profile around the world. Okay, thank you. In that case, if you like what you see, please do join us tomorrow. Listen to the debate. Soon we'll have a way of interacting with viewers through a special system as well. But we'll see. We need to have more resources before we do that. But I want us to be able to do that. But in the meantime, do have a great evening tomorrow. Be there on time, 1300 UTC. And the latest will go is 2100, but do not panic. It never goes that late. The latest I think we've had is 7:45 PM. So I appreciate everyone being here. Have a great, sorry, one other thing. I just once again want to record our best wishes to Ferda Inan, whose sister has died. And she is quite obviously in a distressed state. She might join us. I said there's no need for her to be worried about it. She just needs to live her life and come to terms with a very difficult situation. She has not been lucky at all in recent years. Okay. Also, Ada says she's listening. She's at work. You're always very committed, and thank you. Ugo says, the end time of the third day depends on the duration of the Culture Committee presentation. Ugo is actually the head of the culture committee. Crowdfunding would help start the economy if done correctly, says Ricky. Why don't you have a look at the comments yourselves rather than me reading them all out? Just checking if there's anything which is yeah, okay. I'm just looking at any content which is relevant to my general announcements now. But Ugo says by the time of the third day, it depends on the duration of the culture committee presentation, by which I think he means that he does take quite a long time, but it's always very interesting. And I theoretically always think I'll stop him after 10 minutes, but I never do. Don't make it too long though, please, Ugo. Ugo's raised his hand. Yeah, go ahead.
Sayın Başkan, çok teşekkür ederim. Öncelikle anlayışınız
Dear
için.
speaker, thanks very much. Thanks very much for being so understanding.
Sağlığı diliyorum kendisine.
And I would like to extend my condolences to
Bir görüşme fırsatında oldu.
Ferda. I had the opportunity to have a chat with her, and I also expressed my condolences. So, dear speaker, I wanted to just make a joke about my presentation because I am usually given the last floor during the committee presentations. But thanks very much for your patience. Thanks very much for understanding. And I just want to give you some good news. Yes, it might be a somewhat longer presentation, but this time I am going to say something very important about how to create some income for Asgardia. Together with the Manufacturing Committee and Commerce Committee, I believe that we are ready to kickstart because we have some very mature projects which I will be demonstrating to all of you. And apart from this, another study that I conducted was about the citizenship. Actually, all my studies are focused on how to contribute the advance and development of Asgardia. And I believe that we are on the same page with the rest of you. Thanks very much for giving me the opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to deliver my presentation on the third day. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Ugo. It's actually Uya, I think. Uya. I'm sorry I say your name wrong. We do too. I saw your enthusiasm in Dubai when you presented to the head of nation, and I think that was great. And so we look forward to what you have to say on day 3 as well. The only reason you're last is because there happens to be a list in the system. I always go through the same order. That's just because it's just been consistent. It's not because I think you're the best or the worst. I think that's just the order in the book. That's why we do it. That was an idea by the Prime Minister, by the way. So that was pretty good. I'm not sure if your hand's still up, Ugo, from before, or if you've put it up again.
Söz istiyorum Sayın Başkan, müsaade
I was
ederseniz.
just asking for the floor, if you allow me.
Just from before.
Evet.
Okay, pretty reasonable guess. 38 minutes we've done. Please do join
I think
Asgardia if you like
Mr. Lambert,
here.
Mr. Lambert,
It's honest, I'll come to Spain.
Mr. Lambert.
It's honest, transparent, can be heated, but it's always in the best interest of our society. I'll go to Sabahattin, then Ugo. If nobody else has come forward, let me finish for the day. Sabahattin.
İyi akşamlar. Ben
Good evening. We can't hear Mr. Sabahattin.
Sabahattin, I think you might be on mute.
He's having some internet connection problems, probably.
Okay.
Sizlere ben bu komite toplantılarında eğer
No panic. We'll get to you in a minute. It's not a problem.
şimdi geliyor.
Not very well. The interpreters need to be able to hear you. Let's try, but it's very, very weak signal right now. Is for the interpreters, can you hear him?
No, we can't. No, we can't. There are a lot of interruptions.
I don't think we can.
I think he lost connection.
Go off and come back in. Let's get Sabihatin out and he can come back in. And Uga.
Teşekkür ederim Sayın Başkanım.
Thanks very
Siz
much.
komite sıralamasında son sırada olduğumu belirttiniz.
You said that it so happens that the Culture Committee is the last in the order of committees, but I'm really happy to be able to have the last, to be able to be the last presenter, because I'm also encouraged in terms of expressing myself better, thanks to our interpreters. So I don't want to have any changes in terms of the order of my presentation. I'm quite glad to be the last presenter. And I was sitting next to Benedetto when we were in Dubai. So let's keep it this way, because this motivates me more to be the last presenter of the last committee. I believe that this boosts my self-confidence. I don't want this magic to be spoiled. Thanks very much.
Thank you. The order is science, finance, citizenship, foreign affairs, information and communications, trade and commerce, justice, youth and education, safety and security, equity and resources, manufacturing, culture. That's the order. That always is. Okay, thanks. Anybody else before we close the day? I would like to praise myself for estimating 45 minutes. Not a bad guess, 42 and a half. So by the time I finish, it'll be 45. Thank you to the interpreters. Thank you to you. And thank you, wherever you are in the world or off Earth, for watching. And do please join Asgardia as a resident, €100 a year, and you get so many benefits from that. I really hope that you will join us. With that, we can close the first day. Once again, remember, multiply that by 4. So our 45 minutes would be like 3 hours in the past.